This is Renee Thomas with DIY Mental Boost, and we are about to start. We are all about the brain, and here I come. I hope this video is right. I didn't look at it before I went on. Let's see here if I get it just right. How about like this? Go up a little. Hold on, I'm gonna raise the stand. Just a little bit. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Sorry for the shaking screen. Sorry for the shaking screen. All right. Yes, this is Renee Thomas with the DIY Mental Boost, and we are all about what? We're about the brain, about utilizing the brain, knowing how it is we create our emotions, and what it is that we can do in order to regulate our emotions. In many cases, we are not taught what to do. We're not shown what to do. So we just go through life, life happening, and things happen. And sometimes we seem to handle it well. And maybe we are told a few tips, maybe we find a few things. And then the next time something comes up, oh, we are like start all over again. What is that all about? What is that all about? Well, that is about the way that we have trained our brain. So if in life, let's say, when we came out of the womb and things started to happen in life, we were taught, what I'm about to show you right now, you would actually think, feel, and be doing things differently that were on a high level 24/7. But because the ones who raised us, the ones who taught us in school, the community, this was not taught to them, they could, of course, not share it with us. So the good news is that what do we know about our brain? It's very trainable. It's very teachable. It's very habitual. So we can actually learn to do this now. It doesn't matter what happened to us in the past. We can actually learn to do and utilize our brain to help us accept, feel, and release anything from the past, anything current, and even things that we're afraid of in the future. Whoa, did you know that? I love saying that. It's my catchphrase, I guess. Did you know that? Okay, so the brain is amazing. Okay, and the abilities that it has, the designer gave us great abilities to be able to navigate through anything in our life. Now, in your head, you may be thinking, well, and I'm still going to repeat it again. The designer made a brain that is actually capable of navigating anything through life. Anything. Now, if you were taught that when you were growing up, that's what you would believe, and you would be amazed at how well your brain would be able to wrap around anything. But because we were not taught that way, we were taught that there are certain situations that come up in life and it's always going to affect you for the rest of your life. Or if something happened, oh, you're never going to get over it. It's going to be a hole in your heart. You're going to feel it's just something you're just going to have to learn to live with. But here at DIY Mental Boost, we teach you about your amazing brain. If you had been taught this when you were first born, this is what you would know to do, and your life would be completely different in how it handles life situations, how it navigates through things. But it's never too late to start. It's never too late to learn, no matter what age you are. This technique works for everyone because why? It's the way your brain is made. When you are happy, and you're going about life and you love it, even though the same problems you had yesterday are still there, you're happy. This is your brain doing this. But at some point, if something gets added in, something gets taken away, the brain says, oh, let's drop it down. It doesn't know how to keep assigning high vibe emotions to even low vibe situations. But here at DIY Mental Boost, we learn that the brain can do that if you want to do it. It's all up to you. It's your choice to live a life the way that you wish to live it. Okay, so the brain is capable of keeping you motivated 24/7. So if you want that, the brain can do it for you. And here at DIY Mental Boost, that is what we show you how to do. So as you know, we have been going through, I don't know why that's shaking, but I apologize for the shaking. We have been going through the different emotions. I'm going to exit my full screen here so I can, oh, maybe I just need to go down here and do screen share. I'm getting smoother at this. Ooh, 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 interesting. Oh, yes. Okay, we're just going to do screen share. And this is the part I have a little tricky with for some reason. But at least my presentations did not close out like they did the last time. I'm going to hit share for the presentation. You know, I hope I clicked when I hit share. I got to stop it because I'm not sure if I hit for it to do also the sound. And we need to do that. Okay, we're going to do it now. Sweet. Thank you for your patience with me. So we're going to do a presentation. We're going to share it right now. And we're going to start. We're always just talking about our brain, what it can do and why it is that we're feeling the way we do and how we can do something about it. We're not just about yik yak here. Let's not talking about you think positive or, you know, have brain and heart coherence. With this channel, the DIY guided sessions that are there, that's what they do. Okay, so I'm talking to you about it. And when you start doing my DIY guided sessions on DIYmentalboost.com, you will actually be doing mental brain shift, changing the pattern of your brain as reacting to my situations. So I'm glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. We are all about the brain. The brain can only produce what we tell or allow it. That I say every time we start, because we have to understand if we're feeling sad. The brain has been given a message that we need to feel sad if this scenario, this, that, or whatever is taking place. And then the brain automatically produces it for us. Okay, it's not producing sad because it's just doing it out of the blue. We usually, I will tell you this, have unknowingly programmed it. Of course, with DIY Mental Boost, we're going to learn how to enhance those programs, change them, eliminate the ones that are not working great, and then, of course, create the ones that we want. So the brain can only produce what we tell or allow it. Okay? We're going to help you to put the pieces together for understanding your brain's amazing powers to create what you want and to regulate your emotions. So we actually did already clarity and compassion. You can always go back to any of those other videos to see those, but we utilize all emotions wisely. Okay, we enhance them. And today we're talking about confidence. Confidence. I have a lot of confidence. I've always had a lot of confidence, but does it mean I have confidence in every area? Well, there's always layer to every emotion. You may have confidence at work, but maybe not so much in a relationship. You may have confidence, you know, with your kids, but not so much with your peers. Okay, so there's always layers that we'll want to look at and make sure we clean it up all across the board. I had a lot of confidence. There was very little confidence that I had to do, but I will say certain areas where I felt I was always having to give an explanation or really defend, okay, that actually was confidence issues. Wanting to be seen as capable, wanting to be seen as someone who knew things, knew what I was talking about. So that was a little bit the confidence. I had to go in and enhance that so that I was not always feeling I had to explain myself and to really help people to understand that I knew what I was talking about. Okay, let's see what else we have. We're going to accept, feel, and release all the lower vibe emotions that we see here, mentioned over there. Okay. Now, we utilize all these emotions wisely, lower and the higher vibe. They are there for a reason. Okay. We're at control and hopelessness. That's what we're talking about today, control and hopelessness. So now, reminder, always, lower vibes have a purpose and they use. All vibes, high and low, They can be either constructive or deconstructive or destructive, depending on how you use them, how you use them. I may use them differently. Someone else may use them differently. But remember, here at Dial Mental Boost, even if we're using a lower vibe, not in the best way, we can change it and enhance it. So do not worry. Do not freakazoid. You're okay. So what do lower vibes do? They sound alarm for us to pay attention. Pay attention. How dramatic of the alarm, again, depends on you. Remember, I just like little ding, like, oh, got it. Okay, I don't need a rah for me to know there's something I need to pay attention to. Now, when this alarm goes off, you get to create a need for action. That's what it's doing. What action you take or do not take creates higher or lower vibe feelings that your brain will create. This is also determined by you. Have you noticed everything I'm saying says it is determined by you? Now, I bring this out because a lot of people say it's someone else and something else. It's the dog that bit them while they're sad. It's the guy who lied to them. It's the car who drove in front of them. That's why they're mad and screaming. Yeah, we're going to learn that's us. We put a program in that said we do that when that happens. We can enhance them, eliminate, change any other ones that we don't want. The testers, we're going to look at your footage. That's how you know how your programs are working. What is your life like? Do you feel your life is thriving? Do you feel it's just surviving, just getting by, hanging on? Well, you know how it is. Life is bad, but we're making do. Okay. Is it consistently thriving? Is it consistently in the surviving mode, or is it up and down, up and down? Okay. At DIY Mental Boost, what do we talk about? 24/7 thriving. That's what we talk about. Now your brain is saying, oh, that's not possible, Renee, because bad things happen. Now remember, that is a default program that says when bad things are happening, you have to feel bad, because that's the way we've been trained from birth. And only because we've been trained that way by environment, by our parents, by our peers, that we keep repeating that pattern. We can actually change it. That's what we do here at DIY Mental Boost. So if this interests you, keep listening, because I'm sharing some great stuff. Great stuff. The enlightenment, okay, that's the highest vibe there is. The enlightenment you get from this, yes. This is going to help you to see how it is that you can make change. Because I read all the time, people are like, I'm just tired of faking it. I'm tired of, and I'm like, oh, you can do something. Oh. So that's why my information is out there. Okay. Do I unknowingly cause lower vibes? Yes, we do, because we don't know we're doing it. Our self-talk and our rote comments do that. What we say and believe is a feeling the brain will give us about everything and anything. So a moment on the hips is an inch on the lips. Oh, baby, if you keep saying that, your brain will grant you that wish. You keep believing it with fervor. Oh, yeah. Your brain will grant your wish. Dating is hard. It's so hard. Oh, it's so hard. Oh, yes, it will stay hard. Because why? The brain will think, feel, make you do, and see things that only make it hard. It'll only make you want the food that you think is going to make your hips grow. That's what the brain is doing, because that's remember, the highest vibe it goes with, the highest emotion, the highest belief. And people have really strong emotions when they're talking about those things. They believe them so highly. That's what the brain gives you. Learning a language is so difficult. Difficult. Oh my. You have to work hard to make money. You have to work hard. Money scarce. Oh, that's another one. It keeps us in stagnant mode of always being hard with money. You know what I made money very easily, but I never put money to good use. So after the money was gone, I was like in the same boat. That's what I always did. Didn't realize that was my pattern, because I changed that now. So if you say, I have a great metabolism, instead of a moment on the hips is an inch on the lip. Hello. Dating is exciting. It's new. Oh, new experience. If that's how you look at it, that's what you'll think. You won't think dating is hard. Learning language is fun and easy. When I learn something new, I'm growing. When I'm challenged with something I'm learning, it's like when I go to the gym and I work out and I have to put a little oomph in it. It builds. Woo! More neuron patterns. Whoa, exciting. Okay, instead of, oh, it's hard. I don't know the computers. I can't do languages. I don't know how to drive. You see? I've always been able to earn money easily. That's a great one. I'd start that one right away for everyone. Get on board with that. Okay, so do you see? One side on the is all about down, lower vibes. The other one's higher vibes. And the brain goes with what? Whatever your high vibes. So when we talk about the lower vibes, it's an actually high intense lower vibe, lower lack vibe. It's high intense. So that's why it's stronger than the high vibe, because we're eating our chocolate. It's so bad for us. Yum, yum, yum. It's going to make me fat. Yum, yum, yum. I love my, but it's going to make me fat. That's a high intense vibe. So then your body says, ooh, I shall grant your wish. Let's make you a little plumper than you want to be. Or of course, whether or not you're really fat is really in your own reality of perception and other people's perception that we take on. Someone says, ooh, well, if you're a size this, that means you're fat. Ooh, we all believe it. We may want to change our reality on that. So if your mind have all the issues attributed to age become obsolete, if in your mind all the things you can't do are attributed to age are obsolete and are guaranteed to happen, have all the issues attributed to age. Well, I'm this age, I shouldn't wear this because, yeah, let's not make those happen. Do you focus on the same concerns with high intensities? Those are the things that are going to happen. If you're saying I'm too old because I can't, then you're not going to be able to because you're too old and you believe it. How often do you talk about the high cost of things? How often do you talk about the high cost of things? About lack, too expensive, too much. I'm not, they're trying to take my money. I hate paying bills. That's going to create in you the vibe that there's an issue with money. And you're always going to feel there's money. And then the more you feel that there's money, you keep regurgitating it. You keep building it up. You keep it alive. You got to change that. You got to get off that cycle. That's what we do at DIY Mental Boost. Get off that cycle. Because the reason you feel it 100% and believe it 100% is because you have kept pushing it, and it has become your reality. You can change your reality by changing your thoughts. As soon as your thoughts are changed, your brain's going to think, do, and see things that's going to start to shift your reality. Did you know you could do that? It's the coolest thing. Literally just the shifting. That's why they talk about positive thinking is so important, but they don't show you how to do it. They don't show you why your brain is having difficulty with it and what to do in order to help it not drop into the low vibe, not to do these self-talk rote comments. They're actually self-destructive. They were told us to maybe supposedly encourage us. We love to encourage us by scaring us. We love to use fear. It's the least effective way because doesn't last long, and it usually ends up with consequences or side effects that we don't like. Higher vibe doesn't do that, doesn't create side effects, does not create side effects. I hope you're on board with what I'm saying. Is everybody understanding what I'm saying? Is it not exciting? I don't know. When I talk about this stuff, I get pumped. It's so exciting. The things I've been able to create in life, things I've been able to change and do because of learning this. Amazing. So let's get started. We have confidence. That's what we're talking about today. Confidence. Does your confidence come from the outside factors? Oh, I have on beautiful clothes, so I'm confident. Oh, I put my makeup on. I'm confident. Or is it inside factors that you're just confident? Doesn't make a difference what you have on the outside. Doesn't make a difference who said anything to you. The confidence is there. Or is that being understood? Does your confidence come from the outside factors? Do you need certain things to make that? Now, it doesn't mean you can't have those things. They kind of enhance. But the point is if you don't, do you feel bad? That's why you want to do on the inside, because everything on the outside then becomes like icing on the cake. That makes sense. We want everything on the outside to be icing on the cake. Yes, it's nice to have someone compliment it. Yes, it's nice to, I love wearing heels. Love my little heels. Like to wear heels. I get a little bit of ump. But if I'm not wearing my heels, doesn't mean that I don't still got it. Right? Okay. So you're going to do the inside factors. I don't feel right unless I have my makeup on. That's what we're talking about. Your size, your weight, factors, how you feel about yourself. Is that the case? Well, you may want to make those not factors, because depending if your weight goes up or goes down, it's going to be fluctuating you all the time. If you have makeup on or don't have makeup on, okay, we may not want to have that as a pattern we live by. If you don't, then DIY Mental Boost is here to help you change that. Here to let you know what you can do. Having a good hair day, not having your good hair day. I remember if I didn't have a good hair day, I'd be upset when I was younger. Didn't know any better. Didn't know any better. Okay. So now my mom be like, what's up with that hair? I'm like, what? Doesn't mean you don't take care of yourself. It doesn't mean that. But it makes you balance. Balance. We love balance. Now, here we go. Enhancements of inner self. It's just being that. Being confident. Not trying to be confident, not working on it. Your inner worth. Life is beautiful. Enhancement of your inner self makes everything else you get good. The love you get, the acknowledgement you get, the praise. What did I say? It's icing on the cake. Means you don't have any lower vibes attached of lacking. You know, oh, I feel so ugly. And then everyone says, oh, you're beautiful. Oh, and you feel good for 24 hours. And then we're back to ugly the next day. That's what happens when we're looking for it from the outside. It's not lasting. Inner, oh yeah, it'll be there every day, 24/7 for you. It'll be there for you. So start your self-care in the mind, in your mind. We do a lot of things on the outside. They'll say, oh, go, get your nails done, go get a massage. Those are great. I'm a massage therapist. Of course, come to me. I love to help you feel even better. But are we only doing those things because we only wait till we're feeling bad? Or do we do those as rewards? That's what I tell everybody. Use self-care things that we do on the outside as rewards, not coming from that of lack. Wow, girl, you were great all week. You look good all week. Reward yourself. Not, oh, girl, it's been a rough week. You've been looking kind of bad. Go. You see the difference? Okay, that is the difference. We don't know many ways that we are coming, our motive is coming from that of high intense lower vibes. High intense. The lower vibe is so intense. Lacking, fear, doubts, resentments. So what are you going to do? What are we here to do? Well, you're going to go to DIY Mental Boost, and I'll let you do that now. Go to DIYmentalboost.com, DIYmentalboost.com. It's on the screen. And you see there where it says easy start here. Boom, that would be me. Also on the right-hand side is a little icon of a person. You can click, and if you make an account, it's a free account, and you'll be able to stay in touch with me. You'll be able to get the replays of these in your email. I usually only send out one email a week. I think that's sufficient. The brain has a learning curve, okay, and a forget curve. And in the forget curve, if we do not remind it, the brain will put it on the back burner. It's kind of like the algorithm. I used to watch someone on YouTube, and then I didn't watch them for a week or so, and all of a sudden the algorithm took them off my homepage because videos stopped coming up. Now I can't even remember where he was. So what I do is I will send you an email once a week, and it'll be of information and videos and things that you can watch to remind you, you're going to want to start here. You're going to want to start unlinking unwanted responses, those unknowingly rote patterns, thought patterns that we're doing. They're keeping us in the place that we don't want. So all the things that you do want and you have, You can thank your brain. All the things you don't want that are in your life, you can thank your brain because it's helping you, but only because you told it to. So stop telling it, and it'll do another, only because you told it. Do you see how powerful it is that it's no longer someone else's to make you feel good, that you can actually just do it yourself? You don't have to make an appointment. You don't have to find someone. You could do it yourself. And then you know what? All the other is icing. All those other things that you're wanting that you don't have will just start arriving at your door, because that's the vibe that you're putting out. The vibe of desperation is a low, intense vibe, and it works against the high vibes of I'm a good person and hey, wouldn't it be nice to be with someone? But that low vibe of, oh, it fights against it. Okay, so I hope you've gone to DIYmentalboost.com and made your free account so that within 24 hours, you're going to get an email from me saying, welcome. I get to stay in touch with you. You can control only you, right? All attempts to advise, counsel, help, do, and etc. is a form of control. We're working on control now. That's what we're going to talk about. You can only control you. But we love advising, counseling, and helping because we're only trying to help. We love them. We love you. You're just not doing it right. And I love you enough. I'm going to be telling it, because if I didn't love you, I wouldn't tell you. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't. Okay. In most cases, it's more of control. And we just don't know it. We're saying it's love. But that's just a little thing our brain is telling us. We want to use control wisely. We want to be able to give advice, counsel, and help and do in ways that when it is done, you, the other person, remain in high vibe. If you or the other person is in lower vibe, you didn't use control properly. If your brain is frustrated after you talk to someone, you didn't do it properly, use it wisely. If they're responding, that means if they're responding in a low vibe, that means you did not give advice in the way they take in advice well. You were probably giving it the way that you would give it, and then they were taking it in the way that they're seeing it. So if you want to always give advice, counsel, or help, or do for it, you need to do it by the way they would do it for themselves. If you try to do it the way of you get the lower vibe reaction. So if you do any of the above and the end result is creating lower vibes within yourself or others, control is not being used wisely or could be done differently. Use wisely, it always empowers. That's the best way to know. Is that person feeling empowered when you're done? Or are they feeling like, I'm not good enough, I don't know if I could do it. I can't do it unless you help me. Ooh, that's just something to think about. Something to think about. You're going to learn the difference when you start seeing that in people, and you may want to do the use of giving advice, counsel, and helpful in a way that empowers. So if they have a lower vibe when you're done talking with them, look at did you do it in a way that they could take it in, or did you do it in a way that disempowered them? That was hard for me. That's probably the biggest one I had to learn to work on. And I think I've got a lot of it cleaned up, but remember I told you there's layers. So I stay working on a couple of layers, but nothing high where I call like an issue, but it's just, I know that I can clean it up better. So I'm cleaning it up better. Used unwisely, it creates stress, worry, and tension. What promotes unwise use of control? Lots of absolute rules. The unwise use of control is lots of absolute rules that we have about how things should be done. Lots of habits that if it's not done, affect your mood. Okay. Being inflexible, not reasonable. Those are one of the actually on the vibe charts. Being inflexible, not reasonable. It has to be this way. Boom, boom, boom. Well, perfectionism. Judging things done differently than you do them, and know they should be done, assigning right and wrong on preferences. So when we judge things that are done differently than us, the way we do them, And we know, oh, it's just not right. Assigning right and wrong on preferences. We're not talking about moral issues like going over and stealing someone's car, okay? We're talking about what we have as preferences and what we like to say they're right or wrong. Oh, you shouldn't do that. Oh, you should. I wouldn't do that. Restriction, aggression. You know what they create? Do you know what stress, worry, and tension? The use of control in unwise ways. You know what it does for illness? It creates brain tumors, asthma, allergies, hearing loss, diabetes, gout, IBS, repetitive strain injuries, headaches, ulcers, bowelness, and etc. In my little book, which I don't think I have in front of me, but you know my little trusty book I like because I'm a massage therapist and I use it to help people who are coming in with chronic pain issues to help them to see that they may want to look at emotional issues in order to quit making it chronic. It is by Ina Segal, Secret Language of the Body. Ooh, ooh, great book. Anyway, that's what is created. So control, when it's unused wisely, has a lot of side effects. But when you use it wisely, there are no side effects. How does it inhibit? How does control, when unused wisely, inhibit? Oh boy, you know what it does? It stifles your spontaneity, your creativity, your imagination and fun, your freedom of choice. You'll actually make yourself restricted, be holding yourself back. You think you're doing good for yourself, but you're actually creating an issue for yourself, for your freedom of choice. Is this information good? If it is, I hope that you're giving me thumbs up and telling me lots of good, interesting things that you're learning. How do you get control? How do you get it? Your inner work. You cultivate and you feed your brain in a healthy way. What? Motivating self-talk, regulating emotions, productive actions, enjoyment. That's how you cultivate and feed your brain in a healthy way. Motivating self-talk, regulating your emotions, productive actions, and enjoyment of life. That's what you do. That's what you're doing when you're working on yourself on the inside. Oops, back one, back two, back two. One more. Oh, I went too far. Thank you for your patience. How do you let go of control? The unhealthy, or I should say, the unwise use of health control that comes with side effects. But you can do it practical in conscious ways. Consciously, you can do it. You can start with everything being you are right. To whoever it is you're speaking to, you are right. Because to them, their reality, they are right. So you are right. Because what do? We go according to the other person's way of doing things, right? We don't do it according. We're not gonna go to someone's home and say, I'm gonna cook food for you and then give them food that they can't have. That's allergic. It just doesn't do any good. Okay. You can say to people, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's a new way of looking at it. Oh, I never thought of looking at it that way. Repeating their dialogue to the other. So the one says, it was so hard. And you say, oh yeah, I can imagine how that can be hard. Just repeat back. Listening only, affirming these things. Those are the ways that you can practically, consciously let go of control. Now, the other way is what? Oh, you know what we do here. We go in and we talk to the subconscious. Going to go to DIY Mental Boost. You're going to click on the Easy Start here, and you're going to start the program. And then when you're done with that, you'll go to level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and you're going to be noticing as each emotions are addressed and each level of situations are addressed, you're going to be freeing your mind to no longer be on a state of roller coaster emotions, that it will assign high vibe emotions to lower vibe situations. And you're thinking, how do you do that? How is it that if this happens that well, that's all explained, especially in the Easy Start here. give you a lot of basic information, a lot of things about your brain to help you know what it's capable of, why it can do it, why it was designed, and how it is we do it in other things, but how we can still do it in the things that we're not doing it in. So you can reprogram your subconscious to effortlessly let go of control. Now, have you done it yet? Have you clicked DIYmentalboost.com? Have you gone to DIYmentalboost.com and created your account? I'm going to wait for you to do it right now. The reason why I asked you to do it now, if you're interested, don't forget, you got the forget curve and you're pumped. And I guarantee you, because your brain does not know to have this assigned as of great importance yet. Okay, it doesn't know it all yet. It's excited. You know how we get excited about something? Oh, this is exciting. But it's just the excitement of the moment. Okay. But if you make a free account, you'll stay in touch with me. And then when you're ready and have time to do more looking at things, because you'll be getting one time a week an email from me, it'll keep it on your radar. Okay? So go ahead and do that. I'll let you do that now. I'll be quiet. You click on that little profile at the top, the little, looks like a little person, and you'll put your name, first and last name, and your email. And then 24 hours, you're going to get an email saying, welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, this website that you're going to is supported by donations. So I have a sliding scale donation because I do believe that this information is something that every individual should know. Just like reading and writing. Okay? This information is for everyone to know, has a right to know and decide if they wish to use it in their lives. Okay? And so therefore, I have it's a donation basis website. You can go at just $2 a month. As little as 20 or up to $24.99. That's my sliding scale, whichever it is, that's your budget. You decide. I don't sit there and tell you what your budget is. You decide that on your own, and you can get started very easily on this program. Okay. So reminder. I always say this. You always hear certain things. You always hear me say because they're so important. And at some point, your brain's going to be like, "Man, she was right. That's why she kept saying it." Or you'll say, yeah, I hear it. But if you're not doing the program yet, then you're not really understanding. You're hearing what I'm saying, but you're not understanding. So until you're actually doing the program, then you'll be like, oh yeah, I got it. So all those vibe emotions are like clock alarms telling us, pay attention and take action. Once you pay attention, pick up that alarm clock and take action, it'll stop and recede. You won't have crazy roller coaster vibe emotions. Okay, and then when you make this program, when you make the pattern in your brain automatic, your brain will just keep assigning lower vibes. Somebody say something going on, you're going to assume the best. You're going to keep the big picture in mind. You're going to make good out of any situation. That's what your brain will just automatically do like that. Just like right now, something happens, if you plummet. Someone gave you a dirty look, you plummet and you're irritated, annoyed, like boom. Your brain, when something happens, will just be telling you good things. The message is, it'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind what your mind can do for you. Oh, you're going to love it. So now, if you ignore your alarm, that's what we've been taught to do. We ignore our alarm. It may start becoming louder or persistent. Some people start to not even hear the alarm, and then they wonder why their life is a chaos. They just don't understand it. They're a good person. Why is this happening to them? Because the alarm that has been going off is now screaming. The alarm was not heard. Okay. So a lot of times people say, when you're feeling sad, go off and do this. I say, when you're feeling sad, sit down, ask your brain, what is wrong? Listen to it and then say, it's okay. And do the 3 steps, because what will happen is your brain will automatically do that for you. You will not have to convince it to be okay. The 3 steps is what lets the brain accept what is thinking and feel and release it so that it's not keep coming up like, oh yeah, I'm okay. Then an hour later, oh yeah, I'm okay. No, this will just take care of it, especially as you get practice at it. Oh man, it's gonna be good. Both of these scenarios result in not paying attention and taking action when we don't listen to our alarms. Okay, we need to listen to our alarms. So I always like this little picture I put. Do you want this in life? Where's my little thing is in the way? Let me put it out of the way here. Okay, do you want this on the left? Where constantly there's something he's doing or saying, you guys, the same issue keeps coming up. Then it dies down, then it comes back up and then dies. Or do you want the other, which is not showing up? Maybe you'll see it on your end, but I don't see it on my end. I think I went past it. Let me go back. I click it, my little digits were a little too fast for my computer. We'll give it a second to see if it pops up. But the other picture is of a nice little happy, going along, getting along scenario. But the point is the choice is yours. How you choose to use your emotions, how you choose to use your anger, how you choose to use your control. So we'll go past because it didn't show up. On the right, there was a happy picture. Keeping going. Default programs, to get a new one, you have to do it in the subconscious. So your default program is everything you have right now. That's your program, okay? So if you want a new one, you're gonna go to the subconscious, which is what? You can do that by using the 3-step thought process. Now, this is not the only way to do it, okay? This 3-step thought process actually combines things like EFT, your visualization, NLP, many different modalities is actually combined in this one, which is why it's so effective. Okay, so I did not design this 3-step thought process, but what I did design is the videos that help you to do the 3-step process, 3-step thought process. Because when I had to do it, I had to learn it and figure it out how to use it. So what I did is I made videos and PDF guides to make it easy. So you don't have to try to figure out, okay, where am I on step 1, step 2? Because I'm telling you, when you're dealing with things, you think you're in step 1, but you think you're in step 2, but you're not. You're still. So I create the distractions for you. I create the re-engagement of the mind. I help you to find the real good, feel good emotion with music and pretty pictures. So I create these videos so that when you actually sit down and watch one of my videos, my guided session videos, or do one of my PDF guide sheets, you're actually doing the process and you will have a mental shift at the end of each one. Now, in the beginning, you may have to do that video or that guide sheet another time because you're training your brain. But the faster it gets at it, man, you won't even need my videos. If you notice in level 4, there's not going to be many videos for you to do because by then your brain should be kicking it up for you automatically. It should be doing most of the work that you have to rarely do it manually. But right now, you got to learn to do it manually. You have to make a conscious effort, a conscious thought in your mind, consciously, in order to make new thought patterns. You got to consciously say, hey, you know what? I'm going to start this program. I'm going to sit down once a week and do one video. And then your brain will do the rest. The subconscious will do the rest as you're watching the videos. It'll do the hard work, but you just got to at first say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. When you take those actions, you get new mindsets, new results in your life. You got to get new results. Okay. I'm not quite sure the time, how long I've been yik-yakking. I've been, 1:15. I think I've done yik-yacked enough. I think I've yik-yacked enough, right? I thought I was going to stop and give you guys a little break, but I was on a roll. I was on a roll and I did not stop. So I hope what I gave today is empowering to you. I hope what I gave today makes your brain say, what? Do you ever see that commercial? That my mom, she doesn't quite like that commercial. He's always saying, what? I hope that I've empowered you and motivated you to want a life without a bunch of side effects. We get used to the roller coaster and we think it's normal. It becomes the norm. Yes, to feel bad becomes the norm. So when someone says, well, it's normal to feel sad when blah, and I'm like, yes, because that is the pattern we've allowed it to have. It is norm. But you do not have to have that as your norm. You do not have to have that as a norm. You can change it. You can enhance it. You can eliminate it. This is Renee Thomas with DIY Mental Boost. And I had great fun. We'll see you next week, 12:30, Mountain Standard Time. We're moving on to the next two emotions. Can't quite remember what they were, but if you want to catch the other two, well, there's those other ones are always, I think I always try to put them in the link so you can reach those if you liked what I've been saying. Of course, if you've made your account list, you're going to get the replays for you to click on in your emails. So thank you so much for being here with me. It's been a pleasure. And we'll see you next week. Ciao. I'm going to stop sharing. We will see you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, and give me a little bit of hearts. I know you love what you got, what you heard. Ciao.